in the mirror. No, don't look away. Look deep into your own eyes. Who is staring back at you? Is it the man you promised yourself you would become when you were a little boy? Or is it a man who is silently suffocating under the crushing weight of his own regrets, unfulfilled potential, and endless excuses? We live in a world that has completely forgotten what true strength is. Society has fed you a lie. They tell you strength is about having the loudest voice, the biggest muscles, the most money, or the most women. It's a toxic illusion. True strength is agonizingly quiet. It is forged in the absolute darkest, loneliest moments of your life. It is built at 3 a.m. when you are staring at the ceiling, your heart shattered into a million pieces, tears streaming down your face, feeling like a complete failure. But you wipe your eyes, get out of bed, and take one more step forward anyway. Welcome back to Bloom Within. Today, we are tearing down the fake masks. We are talking about the 10 habits that separate weak men from truly, profoundly strong men. If you are tired of merely surviving and pretending you are okay, listen closely. Every word I say next might hurt you, but I promise you it will rebuild you. Habit 1. Owning the heavy burden of blame. A weak man constantly points fingers. When life shatters, he instantly plays the victim. He blames the economy, his traumatizing childhood, his ruthless boss, or the woman who broke his heart. He hands the pen of his life story to everyone else, whining about how unfair the world is. But the strong man, he looks in the mirror and accepts the crushing burden of ultimate responsibility. Even if he was betrayed, even if it wasn't his fault, he knows it is his absolute responsibility to fix it. He looks at the wreckage of his life and says, "This is on me." He embraces this agonizing accountability because he knows a profound truth. If he is the source of the problem, he is the only one with the power to be the cure. Habit 2. Bleeding in silence. A weak man is terrified of his own mind, so he drowns it in constant noise. We live in a generation of addicted, distracted men. The weak man cannot bear to sit alone with his own painful thoughts for even 5 minutes. He needs endless scrolling on his phone, blaring music, or meaningless crowds to numb the agonizing emptiness in his chest. The strong man, he deliberately walks into the quiet. He sits alone in a dark room with his deepest regrets, his biggest fears, and his inner demons. He doesn't run. He sits there and lets the silence tear him apart until he finds the truth. He knows that true clarity, unbreakable inner peace, and real healing are only found when you stop running and finally listen to your own bleeding soul. Habit 3. The agony of delaying gratification. A weak man violently sacrifices his entire future just to feel good for 5 minutes today. Instant gratification is the silent killer of modern men. The weak man is a slave to his urges. He wants the cheap dopamine, the junk food, the toxic habits in the middle of the night, the easy way out. He gives in to the weakness of his flesh, only to wake up the next morning drowned in disgust and self-hatred. The strong man has mastered the art of suffering. He looks his deepest cravings in the eye and says no. He willingly walks into physical and mental discomfort. He chooses the agonizing pain of strict discipline today because he refuses to live with the unbearable, haunting agony of regret tomorrow. Habit 4. Setting titanium boundaries. A weak man is terrified of being disliked. He is a tragic people pleaser. He smiles and says yes when his soul is screaming and bleeding no, simply because he is terrified of rejection. He lets people walk all over his boundaries, draining his energy, his money, and his time, until he is an empty shell with nothing left to give. The strong man draws a line in the sand, forged in titanium. He sets boundaries not out of bitterness, but out of deep, unapologetic self-respect. He protects his peace like a warrior. He knows a hard truth. It is a million times better to be highly respected and disliked than to be universally loved but completely disrespected and used. Habit 5. The ultimate courage to bleed openly. There is a toxic, destructive myth that real men don't feel pain. The weak man believes this lie. He puts on a fake, smiling mask. He bottles up his grief, his intense sadness, and his paralyzing insecurities, pushing them deeper and deeper until it physically destroys him from the inside out. The strong man knows that vulnerability is the ultimate, most terrifying display of raw courage. It takes no strength to hide. It takes a warrior to look at someone he loves with tears in his eyes and say, "I am broken, I am struggling, I need help, I am sorry." He doesn't hide his scars. He wears them as beautiful proof that he survived the battle. Habit 6, moving forward. While terrified, a weak man sits on the sidelines of life, waiting for a magical feeling of confidence. He waits for the perfect time. He waits until the fear goes away before he takes a step, which means he rots away and never moves at all. The strong man is just as terrified. His hands are sweating, his heart is hammering in his chest, his mind is screaming at him to run away. But he understands that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is looking at the fear, acknowledging how terrifying it is, and deciding that his dream, his family, and his purpose are simply more important than the fear. He steps into the unknown, trembling but moving forward anyway. Habit 7, forgiving the unforgivable. A weak man clutches his bitterness like a warm blanket. He lets past traumas, brutal betrayals, and deep unfairness turn his heart into a dark, toxic stone. Holding a grudge is like drinking rat poison every single day and waiting for the person who hurt you to die. The strong man does the most difficult thing a human being can do. He forgives, not because the person who broke him deserves an apology, not because what they did was right, but because he absolutely refuses to let his abuser control his future. He forgives to set his own soul free. He learns the brutal lesson, cuts the emotional chains bleeding his heart dry, and fiercely sails forward. Habit 8, lifting the fallen. A weak man, driven by a fragile and pathetic ego, feels deeply threatened by the success of other men. He gossips, he criticizes, he belittles, and he tears others down just to make himself feel a tiny bit taller in his miserable life. A truly strong man is profoundly secure in his own skin. He doesn't need to blow out his brother's candle to make his own fire shine brighter. When he sees another man falling, he reaches into the dirt and pulls him up. He becomes a solid pillar of strength for his family, a fiercely loyal friend, and a beacon of hope for his community. Habit 9, grinding in the dark. A weak man only performs when there is a crowd to applaud him. He only does the right thing when someone is watching. His entire life is a pathetic performance driven by cheap validation and fake likes on a glowing screen. The strong man operates on a standard of unbreakable, unseen integrity. He grinds in the absolute dark. He works his hardest, cries his hardest, and fights his hardest when absolutely no one is watching. His character is not built on a stage. It is forged in the silent, empty rooms when the lights are off. The doors are locked, and it's just him and his absolute truth. Habit 10, forging purpose from agony. Life is going to break you. That is a guarantee. It will violently tear your heart out, crush your dreams, and throw you face first into the dirt. The weak man stays on the floor. He lets his tragedy become his entire identity. He cries about what he lost and becomes a bitter, hollow shadow of the great man he could have been. But the strong man, he gathers his shattered, bleeding pieces. He uses the fire of his agony to forge impenetrable armor. He looks straight into the eyes of his pain, his trauma, and his loss, and he screams, "Use me!" He turns his absolute deepest rock bottom into the unbreakable foundation of his greatest purpose. Listen to me very carefully. Becoming a strong man is not a weekend project. It is a violent, lifelong war against the weakness inside of you. It is a brutal daily choice to rise above the comfortable mediocrity that surrounds you. You are going to fall, you are going to fail, you are going to have days where you want to end it all. But a strong man, a true man, always, always, always drags himself back up. It's time to kill the excuses. It's time to step into the powerful, unbreakable man you were destined to be since the day you were born. If you felt these words in your very soul today, if this sparked a fire in your chest, leave a comment down below right now saying, "I am strong." Hit that subscribe button and join a brotherhood of men who refuse to stay weak. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep growing, keep fighting through the tears, and always bloom within.